and thanks again for joining us for another Spinato Spin. We hope you had a great 4th of July. The weather was beautiful the last couple of days where we're at. We hope it's doing the same for you. But you know what I want to talk to you tonight about? We always try to talk something that could and should help you as you go forward. I want to talk to you about the essentials of what it really takes, I believe, and of course it's all based on what I've heard, what I understand, can make a difference in your life. You see, how would you like to beat 90% of all the people out there? I don't mean beat them up or anything like that. I mean, maybe just do a little bit better than them, all right? 90% of them, okay? You know how you do that? Real simple, if you're interested in that. Looks like I got one guy raising his hand over there. Good to see you. I'll tell you what, 90% of all the people don't do this. You know what they don't do? And I'm going to break it down. We're going to go right through it. We're going to see where you're at. 90% of all the people do not work hard, live right, or find something they believe in. 90%. 50% don't work hard. Have you ever asked yourself that question? Do I work hard? Ever looked in the mirror and said, do I really work hard? Do I really give it my hardest and my most determined effort every day? No matter what it is that I do I work as hard as I possibly can every day? 50% of all the people, you know what their answer is to that? No. A lot of people are stuck in jobs and situations where they're at, where they work just enough so they don't get fired, but yet on the other side they pay them just enough so you won't quit. All right? I hate to put you in that position, but that's where the world is at right now. That's why it's not such a chummy place. That's why you don't see people up here doing these kind of talks every day or standing on the street corner trying to motivate you. They don't understand what the motivation's all about. They're not motivated. But 50% of the people don't even work hard. Let me ask you the other part of it too, about 40% of it, and almost, if not 40%, say 30% of it. Let me ask you this question. Do you actually live right? What does live right mean? I'll ask you. Do you live right? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I live right? What does live right mean? Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Are you loyal? Are you a good people person? Are you a type of person that wants to help people? Do you go the extra mile when it comes to working on certain things to try to help people? Do you consider what you're doing a really great thing and using your body and your effort to help people? Are you that kind of person? Do you believe in maybe something bigger than yourself? Are you grateful every day? See, that's what living right's all about. You have the right mindset. You really care about what's going on in your life. Are you living right? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you beat yourself up? Do you beat other people up? What do you do that makes you live right? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Another question you got to ask yourself. Have you found something you believe in? Remember I said it right in the beginning. Remember what I said? Work hard, live right, find something you believe in. Have you found something you believe in? Do you consider what you do a labor of love? Do you consider what you do every day to put clothes on your back, food on the table, and a shelter over your head, something that you love to do? 90% of the people don't do that, folks. They don't work hard, they don't live right, and they definitely have not found something they believe in. The world just doesn't work that way unless you really reach down deep and find out what it is that you really want to do, what you really want to make out of yourself. That's what that's all about. And you ask yourself now, 90%, well, there's still 10% left. Yeah, well, you know what the 10% left does? The rest of it's just a dogfight. It's whether or not you can actually get to the very top of what you're trying to be, or very top person in the United States or in the world, wherever. 10% is a dogfight. That means you got to be willing to go the extra mile on a habit basis. Try your best. Be the best person you could be all the time. There's a simple thing, and I talked about it in a previous episode. I called it CANI, constant, never-ending improvement. Do you work on that? Is that something you really want to do? Whenever you're with people, do you try to make them feel better about themselves? Do you really work hard in trying to bring out the best in people? Is that what you're all about? Are you that kind of person that will work hard, live right, find something you believe in, and then on top of that, go that extra mile, go that extra 10%? We got a couple pictures to keep your attention here. And the first one to make all this happen is called Work Hard, Dream Big. Yes, that is the key. We talked about that. What's the big picture? Where are you heading? What are you going to be doing? You know, life just goes by in a second, folks. We're only here for a flicker. Think about the whole history of the world. Think about our little lifespan. Compared to the whole history of the world, really not much, is it? Goes by in a flicker, and it will go by in a flicker. The older you get, the more seasoned you get, the more time you spend doing something you don't want to do, it's going to go by in a flash. Find something you believe in. Work hard. Work hard and dream big. You know what dream big means? See yourself involved in something that's incredible. See yourself involved in something that's not just average and ordinary. See yourself doing something amazing. You never know what's coming around the corner. You never know how great you really are until you try. Don't ever stand back one day and say, well, you know, I never really found anything that was really interesting to me, so I really never gave it my best shot. One day I was kind of hoping I'd find it, but I never found it. Well, where's that? You know, the old saying, doing something weighs an ounce, but regret weighs a ton. You don't want to be sitting there on your deathbed saying, I regret that I never did this and I never did that. That's not what it's all about. It's all about you deciding to dream big, have a definite plan of what you want to accomplish, and going for it. That's what it comes down to. We got another picture here for you, too. And work hard and be nice to people. Be the kind of person that people really want to be part of. Be nice to go there, to have a pleasing personality. Have a personality people will be attracted to. Make yourself attractive. Make yourself the kind of person people want to spend time with. Don't be the kind of, don't be the kind of person that the person sees you walking down the street and they cross the street to avoid you. You don't want to be that person. You want that person that wants to run to you, that want to be around you. And you know how all that happens? It comes down to the habit of doing the extra mile, to being just a little bit better than people anticipate about you. It's just like if you work for a company doing whatever, you can't just do the bare minimum and expect to get a raise. Because bottom line is they're paying you what you're worth. But if you go the extra mile and you work a little harder, when it comes time for a raise, they're going to look at you and either it's naturally going to go to you, or maybe you should think about going somewhere else and take your wares somewhere else and go somewhere else and take that hard work and that work effort and bring it somewhere else. I'm sure the competitors of whatever company you're working for would really care about having somebody like that. But the bottom line is you got to work hard, you got to live right, and you got to find something you believe in. We got one more here, a couple more here actually. And the next one is, today I promise to focus on my accomplishments rather than my failures. Of course, you got to be focused. You got to have like a laser beam of what you want to get done. And you got to say it over and over and over in your mind, what you want to accomplish. It's got to be so ingrained in you that if somebody woke you up in the middle of the night and shook you and said, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish tomorrow? You're going to be able to answer them and tell them, hey, I want to get this done. I want to get that done. I believe I'm going to do these things. There is no doubt in my mind that I'm going to hit what I said. You know what they call that? They call that resolve. When you make a promise to yourself and you keep it, you don't want to be deterred for nothing. You want to just keep going and going until you get the job done. You know, the greatest definition of a winner ever heard is somebody who will stay excited until they get the job done. Stay excited until they get their goal. Stay excited until they're able to accomplish what they set out to do. Are you that kind of person? That's the person that we want. You want to be that kind of person, don't you? Maybe I'm talking to nobody right now, but the bottom line is, you want to be the kind of person you look back in the mirror, you look back one day and say, wow, that dude or dudess really stood for something. She was really something I was proud of. I'm glad I gave it my shot. I'm glad I tried. I'm glad I put that extra effort in. I'm glad I went out of my way to do the best I can. We got one more up there? See, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. What does that mumbo jumbo mean? Well, what that means is when the teacher, okay, is there and standing there all the while, ready to teach you, only when that student is ready will you see that teacher. What it means is the teacher's there all the time, but until you open your eyes and realize what's right in front of you and what you really want, you will find the road. Remember from The Wizard of Oz, the little children's story there? All the while she had it right in her shoes to get home to Kansas, and all she ever wanted to do was get back to Kansas, right? And the good witch came along and said all you had to do was click your heels a couple times and said, I wish I was in Kansas. And I might not have said it perfectly right, but you get the message. All you have to do is to want it bad enough and sink it into your subconscious mind that this is what you want and the road will be open to you. That is the key. Your subconscious mind will drive you to the spot you want to go. And I think we got one more and we'll wrap it up for this week. It's been great talking to you. Self-discipline. Folks, there's going to be a little d and a big D. The little d is desire, but the big D is discipline to get it. You ever see people say, well, I wish, I wish I had $100,000 so I could go out and buy a new house. I wish I could launch a business that would help to make me a lot of money. Well, those are wishes. Those are desires. What discipline, what plan are you going to put in place to get you to get that? That's what it's all about, self-discipline. Another thing about self-discipline is doing things they aren't told to do. Somebody didn't come up there and say, oh, you got to get ready, you got to do that. No, you do it on your own. You're all ready to go. You know, they even think about how the military, they try to prepare you for anything. They try to get you ready to be ready to do anything by hammering into you what you got to do and what's expected of you. Well, what about you? What self-discipline do you have? You know, maybe one of your days, one day you're going to say, well, I'd like to get up earlier in the morning so I can prepare myself for the day ahead. That's self-discipline. That's going the extra mile. That's trying to figure out how you're going to conduct your day the best way you possibly can. Self-discipline's the key to that. But remember those 3 steps, folks. Work hard, live right, find something you believe in. And you'll beat 90% of the people. The other 10% is just a dogfight. Great talking to you here on the Spinato Spin. Can't wait to talk to you again next week. Hope you have a fabulous week. And we'll talk to you soon, folks. Thank you.